Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Blake, and welcome to Midday with Mike. Hope this day is going your way, and as always, delighted to be with you. We begin our show by telling you about one of our city's and the community's finest assets, the Willard Public Library, 138 years young. To tell us about this wonderful institution, I want to bring in, first of all, on my immediate left, Greg Hager. He is the director for the Willard Public Library, and with him, a former 14er who went on to better things, Riley Fugate. He is marketing director, marketing and events coordinator. Guys, delighted to have you both. Greg, you've only done it a couple of times in 140 years, but you say, you know what, we're going to get a new branding going on, a whole new branding program. Tell us about that.
Well, we began with a marketing consultant who came in and did a bunch of focus groups with library patrons, people who weren't library patrons, to discover what do we need to do, how do we attract the new. Right. We know how to attract the what we've done, which we've done well. But where do we go from here? And we also had to be honest with ourselves when we approached that we were gonna hear things that we didn't necessarily want to hear, but we needed to hear. That we don't want to be a hidden treasure. We want to be a very
What's maybe one thing that you heard that you say, oh boy, I didn't want to hear that, but we needed to?
This is my grandmother's library. Maybe not the library for me, but maybe my grandma's library. So that hurt. It really hurt. And so we just realized that we needed to have a better, more upscale, modern presence, but still retain the feeling of the historical nature of the library. And
consequently, they'll have things throughout the year. You got a big night, Saturday night. What's going on, Riley?
So Saturday, May 7th, we're having family movie night.
Yes.
At Willard Public Library. It's a really big event. It's actually our first event of the year, really, that's this kind of scale. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have food trucks. We're going to have Bo the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then we're going to have on a humongous 50-foot by 30-foot screen in our park, it's humongous, A Night at the Museum, the movie. Yeah. So bring chairs, bring blankets. It'll be a fun time, and the weather looks great.
And speaking of the museum, we have two wonderful museums, the Evansville Museum and the African American. They will be on hand as well. Why?
Correct. Because we want, Willard Public Library wants to be connected to our public, and the museum, the African American Museum, great ways to do that. And we want to support those efforts, their efforts, incredibly important organizations, and we're very compatible with their missions, their organizations, and it's just a great way to just be connected.
And I understand that throughout this night, on Friday night, Riley, you'll have library staff. That's part of the new branding, isn't it, to connect?
Yes, on Saturday night, we want everyone to not only come out and enjoy what we're offering for free, we also want you to come by and look at some books, see the, talk to our staff, find out what do we offer. We can offer you, new titles, DVDs, even trace your family's tree through our genealogy department. We offer a lot of cool things and archives too. So much about this city's history that no one really has an idea that we have. We're a great secret, and we're trying to get the secret out.
When we come back, we're going to bid farewell to our buddy Riley Fugate. He's going to turn his seat over to Lucy Hart. She's the children's librarian. But Greg, you're sitting tight, right?
I will.
You're watching Midday with Mike. It's all about Willard Library, and we're back after these brief messages. And welcome back. We're talking about Willard Public Library. Again, Greg Hager is with us. He's the director, and joining us now, Lucy Hart, the children's librarian. Lucy, it's good to have you. You've got a wonderful summer program. It's a key summer long, right, that runs the summer. Tell us about it.
Yes, it starts the first week of June and it goes until the first week of August. And we have programs every other week in person in the park where you can come. It's going to be directed towards STEAM. So we'll have like science experiments going on one week. We'll have an engineering program one week. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of hands-on things. And then the weeks we don't have programs in person, we will have things you can take home to do that are also hands-on experiments.
And I think, as we mentioned in the first segment, it's all about the new branding. This is a great way, if you can get the kids right. Why is that so important?
Absolutely. Well, they're the future. I mean, the kids that we get today, even if they don't stay in Evansville, they're going to be part of their library wherever they live. And we hope that they stay in Evansville. We want them to be part of our library, the Willard Public Library experience, but it's just a great way to trick kids into liking education and learning. And,
now, coming up on June 4th, you got a book sale. Why is that so important?
Well, we have an annual book sale, so it's always a big hit. Everybody knows about it. And for me, it's important because that's when our summer reading kickoff is. So it'll be a joint thing. You can come get your kids signed up, and you can come and buy books.
Now, we've heard about the Gray Lady since I had dark hair, and that's been a long time. What's the significance of the Gray Lady?
It's just another way for people to connect to a public library. And, you know, there are people who believe, there are people who don't. It doesn't matter. We'll tell the story all day long. We've all had experiences. Everybody who's worked at Willard has had weirdness. And it's just exciting. People like it. And we want to maintain, hey, this is why people want to come to libraries, because they enjoy coming to libraries. I mean, tell me another government agency that people actually want to go to.
Right.
So, and a library is one of those things. So we just want people to feel safe, have fun, and enjoy the experience.
And something that's exciting these two and the entire state, you got a new logo, right?
Yes, we do.
And that's going to be unveiled this week, I guess. And why is that so important?
That's very exciting because now we're able to make the library shiny and new again. You know, it's almost 140 years old, so this is our way to connect with the younger community, which, you know, I'm a big fan of.
You mentioned about where, you know, in some ways you are relatively unknown, but what excites you, Greg, as the director going forward about, hey, this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? About showing off. This is quite an entity to our city.
It is, and I think COVID gave us some perspective in terms of what we needed to do and provide to people to make sure that they were still using their public library to their fullest advantage. And I've jokingly said to people, hey, you're already paying for it. You might as well use it. Come on in, you know? We'll show you what the deal is. And it's, I do love the fact that when people walk in the door, sometimes we had this little girl, she was so cute. She came in and the first thing she said was, wow. And we want that.
Final question, quick. Lucy, tell us best way. If somebody says, I want to learn about the summer reading program, everything about the library, what's the best way to do it?
You can check out our website or you can come by and get a brochure. We've got something that gives you all the information.
Lucy Hart, Greg Hager, and again, our thanks to Riley Fugate, the trio of the good people from the library, the Willard Public Library. Guys, we hope it's a great summer. We hope you get a great turnout for movie night, first of all, on Saturday night. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.